How's it going, guys? This is a quick how-to video on using Groq with Make.com. If you don't know who I am, I'm Rob. I'm a software consultant. I help businesses with automation and analytics so they can streamline their businesses and actually get insights into what's going on so they can figure out what to focus on and how to grow it. So if you're unfamiliar, Groq is an AI platform. So they host open source models like Llama 3, the 70 billion, the 8 billion. They have Mixtral. They'll probably have more to come. But what's great about this is that it lets you use those models and it's blazing fast. I'm going to refresh this real quick. So what is generative AI? So it lets you use all these models, and it's already done the heavy lifting to make them accessible and fast for you. And the reason that I'm interested in Groq is if you check their terms of use, it says Groq does not permanently retain prompts, outputs, or training data. So if you're putting sensitive information through it, they're not going to store it. Though, as with everything else, you still want to be cautious in the event that they change these terms, or if, say, for example, there was a bug in their tech and it was stored anyway. So do your own research, but this is why I use them. So the gist of setting this up is, so Make does not have, they have a Groq community module. I didn't like using it. I'm always skeptical about non-verified ones, even though I have no reason to believe there's anything wrong with the community one. But the nice thing about Make is that you can set this up. You can just use a simple HTTP request. So if you go to Groq's documentation and you go down here, you can just take this information and you can put it into an HTTP request and you can get the same information. So it's really easy to set up. So I'm going to set up a webhook. Copy this so that we have access to it. And what I'm going to do next is, so we're going to make an HTTP request. Cool. So if you've never done this before, this is really simple. The thing about HTTP requests is you're just essentially filling out forms. You're just collecting a bunch of information and putting it in the right place and putting it in the right structure. So I'm going to close this. We're going to look at, console.groq is where they have all their documentation. So we're going to take all this stuff over, and it's just going to be a bunch of copy paste. So this is the URL this is ultimately getting sent to. This is the type of request. If you're unfamiliar with how these requests work, I would look up CRUD, which stands for Create, Read, Update, Delete. Basically, all that's happening is this is how different computer systems talk to each other. A lot of software is the same fundamentals endlessly rehashed. So if you understand this, it'll make using a lot of tools easier. It'll make using your CRM easier. It'll make using Make easier, Zapier, because then you start to see like, oh, there's a common thread to all this. But anyway, so getting down here, so we have this -H. This refers to the headers. So what this is these are a series of key value pairs. So everything that precedes this colon here, this is a key name. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a header. So we're going to add the authorization. We're going to add this. Now you'll have to create, obviously you have to create your own API key and pass it through here. I'm not going to show that in this video. But that's all there is to it with this. So we've got that. We're adding in this content type. Cool. All right, saving this real quick. So the next part, this -D, this is the data. So this is essentially what this is going to be is like your prompt and which model you're going to use. So I'm going to copy this over. Going to add it in. Where is it? Body type, raw. Then we're going to click, what is it? JSON application. And then all you're going to do is you're going to paste this in here. So if you want to change the prompt, you just add your own details. And if you have a more involved workflow setup, you can also pass in parameters here. So you could just, open this, click that, add whatever you want. But for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to leave it as this, because all I'm trying to do is show, hey, set up the webhook and then trigger this and then be able to get the response. So I'm going to pause the video and add my API key. Okay, cool. So I added my API key. I'm going to set up the run once, and I've got the webhook here. So I'm just going to run that real quick, and it'll kick this off so we can see it's got the data. And if we look down here, we'll have, we look under data, we have all this information. So we have the ID, blah, 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 the role assistant, fast language model, and again, all we were asking it to do was explain the importance of language models. So yeah, now you can have Groq automatically kick off on a webhook, and you can do whatever you want for that information. Now, one thing that you want to add in is a parse JSON, because that's what's going to let you actually get this information and use it. So you can say, all right, well, I just want whatever the answer is from the model, even though it's giving you all this extraneous information, like what was the original prompt, what was the URL, how many tokens were involved, stuff that doesn't actually matter in the workflow. So what we'll do is we're going to go into data, press OK, press run once, say, oop, I have to press OK here, cool. Run anyway. So run this. So you can see now we have this chunked up where if you go under choices, one, message, assistant, content. So now you'll be able to just take this content here and pass this along into whatever workflow you want. So for example, one workflow that I've got set up, I'm using Smart Lead for email marketing. And when people reply, I want this to be automatically passed into HubSpot. So what I'll have it do is I'll say, pass this email into Groq, say, what category does this fall into? Are they interested? Are they not interested? Are they out of office, or are they other? And if they're interested, I want the workflow to check HubSpot and see, all right, was there already a contact that was created for this, for the person who replied? If not, create them and add add them, add their first name, last name, email, etc. Say that they're interested, say found them from Smart Lead. So that way it's one less thing for me to stay on top of from a marketing perspective. So hope you guys learned something from this. Thanks for watching.